are.
Oh man, the mics didn't turn on in time.
Oh.
It's a little glimpse into what happens before the camera turns on. It's just like 20 minutes of nonsense.
Pretty much.
Getting
it
All
warmed up.
nonsense. Hi everybody. Welcome to the stream. My God. I don't even. Okay. Hold on. Time to get serious. It's DM time.
Okay.
Hello, adventurers. My name is Maximus, and I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the 11th episode of Campaign 2 of Caches and Cantrips, where some of your favorite streamers play Dungeons and Dragons live on Friday nights. I'm joined by our amazing cast of Bunny Dreadful, Nita Nicholas,
Bunny Dreadful,
Mac and Cheese Please, Virtual Spectre, and Moves Like Jagger from the GGN crew. Wow, this is going to be rough. I can't even use my words.
Words are hard. It's life.
They are hard.
It's been a long week too, and I stayed up too late playing video
I
games
know it.
last night, but that's fine. Some fun news for you all, or some updates on us, is last time I checked, we had over 3,300 watch hours on YouTube, so we need 700 more, so we're almost there. We're close. It's 33.
We're 611.
There you go. Whatever Moves just said, that's how many we need. Yep. So if you haven't yet, please go check out our YouTube channel. Go give it a watch, give it a listen, whatever you got to do. There's some podcast stuff on there as well. I don't even know how it works, but it says podcast. Yeah, if only smell-o-vision was a thing, right? That sounds like just an awful fucking idea.
I think that does not. No.
Yeah.
Not today.
They did make
Awful.
it work.
Did they?
It was a prototype. It was a prototype, and it released certain smells like pizza or something.
Okay. As long as
I
it's
feel
done
like
for
that's
good.
a Domino's ad.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's our future. Domino's and McDonald's and all those other places are just gonna like pump in smells during their commercials.
Could
Bring
you
your,
imagine
like, Google devices?
Yeah,
We
like
all
French
know
fry smell
Taco-
permeating your house.
We all know Taco Bell wins the franchise wars. It's been prophesized.
I think I want to smell Taco Bell in my house. I think I'm
I don't
good.
either. Yeah, I don't either.
There'll be a black market for TVs made before a certain year. So they don't
Yeah.
have the smell thing.
Yeah, no smell-o-vision included. Anyway, speaking of other stuff, we've got over 3,600 plays across our podcast. So thank you for listening to us for our fine programming out there. And if you're wondering what fine programming, Maximus, well, I'm glad that you asked, because on Mondays we have Tome of Knowledge, which is at 6 p.m. Pacific, where me and VS and Moobs all talk about anything new with D&D, or we'll cover certain topics like metagaming or creating encounters, all that sorts of fun stuff. On Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific, we've got art streams with Bunny Dreadful. And then, of course, Thursdays are when our Out of Combat episode releases on podcast and YouTube only, which is our behind the scenes talk about the previous episode, figure out what was going on in the players' brains and why they made the decisions they made, and a little bit of gossip sometimes, because I have to edit them. I listen to those, y'all.
Dang it.
Oh no!
I know what you said about me.
No.
And then, of course, Fridays, where you are right now, or unless you're in the future, where we were when we recorded this.
Hey,
Fridays
that's
at
my
6
domain.
p.m. What's that?
That's my domain.
Yeah, we're not that far. I mean, I guess you could be. So nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a drink. It took a second to drink some water, and then like a little teeny tiny piece of ice came in with it. And I was like, okay, do I like spit it back out? Do I like chew it real quick? That was why I paused awkwardly. So thanks for covering, Mac. Nice.
Professionally done. Very good.
Yeah, just in case y'all wanted to know what happened. Yeah, I am in. It's gonna be a fun day, y'all. And what's even more fun, our Discord. Go check out the link, or just go to discord.gg/caches and cantrips and tell me all about your Baldur's Gate 3 character that you just made yesterday.
Hours.
Yeah, Hours.
Hour and a half
Hours.
character creation. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's so much. Hair alone, there was so many colors to choose from and different depths of highlights and lowlights and grays and
I was immersed, and I'm waiting for the mod community to catch back up because it's gonna be splendid. If it was anything even close to early access was. But anyway, there's time for Baldur's Gate later because now it's time for caches and cantrips. So let's go ahead and get settled in for tonight's episode. We can figure out what happened last time. Our story last left off with the crew of the Unfortunate having just taken control of their new vessel. That evening, the crew was addressed by Captain Azric as well as Quartermaster Hayden to lay out the ground rules of the ship. After some initial tomfoolery involving trying to get extra rum from Cooter and pushing limits, the crew fell in line and agreed to all work together toward a common goal. However, it was apparent that this new crew would continue to push the limits of their captain to see how much they could get away with. That same evening, Azric was visited by a celestial entity known as Etheria, Voice of the Lotus. Etheria was quite disappointed in Azric for returning to a life of piracy and was concerned for his well-being as he had gotten some assistance from a mysterious entity. She also brought up the fact that this mysterious entity had caused him to wake up from nightmares and vomiting seawater. After some arguing about Azric's current lifestyle choices and their lack of communication, Etheria took her leave from the captain's quarters to leave Azric on his own. As the party continued to sail towards Black Rend Cove, one of their crew had broken into the rum stores. Gatto had imbibed way too much and happened to fall overboard in the middle of the night watch. And this occurred right after Cooter had spotted some monsters in the water. The crew was woken up to try and save the bugbear that went overboard. And ultimately, the party defeated 2 large sea snakes and recovered Gatto from the waters. The snakes, however, had caused both Emmy and Azric to go temporarily mad and see vivid hallucinations. And that is where we'll begin our adventure this evening. So, you have just pulled everyone back aboard. The combat is now over. And it's in the middle of the damn night, in the middle of the ocean.
Is everyone here and accounted for? You all right?
I'm sleeping as I did not wake up for any of that.
He slept through the
Anything.
whole thing.
In true Taj fashion.
Emmy's just lying on the deck in like fetal position.
Azric, you all right, lad?
You hear Azric screaming, "Oh my clothes are trying to eat me!" And he takes his shirt off and starts running around the deck, shirtless.
Oh no.
I was the drunk guy. What
Gatto
Otto?
is
Yeah.
How's
sort
he
of just
doing?
like retching on the deck.
okay, and Emmy's in the fetal position.
Mm-hmm.
Cooter, how's Cooter?
I seem to have my work cut out for me today as the deck surgeon.
Right. Well, as
Not my pants too.
oh,
Azric takes off his pants.
our captain's lost his fucking mind already. Can Hayden attempt to like wrangle Azric and like try and bind him so he doesn't hurt himself? or fall off the ship. I don't know if I have to roll to try and catch him or.
That's up to what Azric wants.
Oh my God, Hayden, you're here! Quickly, take off your shirt! And then Azric tries to take off Hayden's shirt. It's trying to
Hey.
melt with your flesh!
Stop! All right.
It doesn't matter. We're all dead already, anyways.
Relax, would you?
All right.
And hands off my clothes.
I'm sorry, they're just trying to eat you. I'm trying to save you.
You're the captain of this vessel, running around like a lunatic. And I'm give you like a small slap in the face. You need to snap out of it.
You don't understand. Look over there! And then Azric points, and there's just nothing. Don't you see? They're coming!
Oh no,
Look.
I don't think I have anything for this. I'm sorry.
You need to go to the captain's quarters. Can you make it there?
Oh, yes, I believe I can. It should be fine. Yes.
Lie down and try to get some sleep.
Okay, I'll do it as soon as I take off my undergarments.
Do that in the captain's quarters.
And as soon as you see like your undergarments trying to like eat you, you start to feel the effects beginning to wear off, where reality starts to become less horrifying. Same for
And you-
Emmy as well.
As that effect fades away, Hayden becomes clear in your vision, and he looks pissed at you, and he's like getting ready to slap you again. He's like, "You take that off here. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you."
Well, I'm going to excuse myself. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Good to see you here.
We do have everyone on board now, right? Right?
Yes. Sorry, I'm running to
Stumbling.
get a bucket for this lad. Oh,
Doubling,
dear.
trying to put my pants back on.
Gatto's just like hurling and like going over the side, and there's at least one of the goblin crew just holding onto his legs to keep him from going over again.
Emmy, you dying?
What, Hayden? What? I can't hear you. You seem so mad that the words just aren't coming through.
Huh?
I couldn't hear you.
It's fine now.
What'd you say?
I said, I asked if Emmy was dying or hurt.
Well, I thought we were all dead, but I guess we're not. Let's see how hurt Emmy is. I think pretty bad, but I don't remember. I just, no, I feel great, actually. I mean, I thought we were all dead, and now that I know we're not all dead, actually, I feel great. Do you need me to do anything? I could go check on, the captain, or,
To be honest, I was worried about you since you were lying in the fetal position on the deck of the ship.
oh, well, that's because I thought the ocean was drained of all water and we were all bones on the ground at the bottom. But we're not, actually, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's not a thing. You haven't seen any large creatures flying around, though, have you? Just to be extra sure. Like if a whale could fly. But also it was worse than a whale. Oh, no, okay, it's nothing. It's nothing. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna see if Cooter needs help. second Captain Hayden.
Maybe you should get
Quarter
some rest as well.
past? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I mean, it's gonna scuttle off.
So you see Kurzak approach you, Hayden, is sort of waiting for you to finish speaking with Emmy.
Yes. Kozak, was it?
Kurzak, yes. What do we do with our wayward crew member, Gatto? Are we going to hold judgment until the morning, or...
Well, I believe whatever's done can certainly wait till morning. We've all had a time up here. I don't know where the rest of the crew was. But, as you can see, I'm a soaking mess after having saved your man. So, I'd rather get some sleep, dry off.
Very well, we'll...
For now, I'm not fussed about it.
We'll keep him under guard for the evening. Keep him from doing something stupid. Again.
Just needs to sober up.
Right. Well, we'll bring this back up in the morning, then.
Alright, rest well.
He
We need people on watch again, right?
he sort of stomps off, and while Cooter is sort of helping him, like with getting a bucket, he just sort of just like grabs like the back of like his pants and just like hoists him up and just drags him down below.
And I'm just like with the Cooter's just with the bucket, just like running after them, trying to catch whatever's is still happening.
So I'm assuming, what's the little goblin doing that was helping them? They go down as well.
Yeah, at this point, like since the captain was currently indisposed, you being second in command, they've kind of taken your lead to figure out what was happening. Now, since you said it can wait till morning, everyone's sort of clearing out, going back to what they were supposed to be doing.
So am I like currently on the deck of the ship by myself?
No, I mean, there's some people there if you need to talk to them, but they're sort of going, like, most people want to go back to bed. Like, some of them woke up and like had to try and turn the ship around to get Gatto in the middle of the fight, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So there's some people now milling about trying to get the ship up and moving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Hayden's just gonna walk the deck and make sure who's up there is on the ropes, and we have actually he'll take the helm himself and get it steered around.
All right. Yep. Easy
And I
enough.
guess remain out there on watch for the rest of the evening. Even though he said he wanted to go sleep and get dry. But...
We still
anyone
get a
else?
long rest anyway, right? Right.
Once the night's finally over, I'll let you know. Is anyone else wanting to do anything for the remainder of the evening until the next day? All right.
Yep.
With that being said, Hayden, you have put the ship back on course after the detour of picking up one of your crew after they had fallen off. And it's now the next day, so everyone does get the benefit of a long rest now. So you have long rested, and it is now currently the morning. And you can see as soon as Azric wakes up, outside of the captain's quarters, Kurzak just has Gatto like sat him down underneath the mainmast and is sort of waiting to figure out what's to be done with him.
I see. What do we have here?
Well, Captain, the quartermaster said that whatever was to be done could wait until the morning, so kept him under guard. and brought him here first thing to figure out what's to be done with Gatto.
Gatto, what do you have to say for yourself? Endangering yourself and the lives of your crew.
Maybe I drank too much rum. Just a little.
Maybe you would like to go without rations for a few days.
How long is a few days?
You know, can you count with your hands?
Fine. Anything else, Captain?
Yes, you will be scrubbing the poop deck as well. I want it to be spotless. Enough for all of us to eat off of. Except you, of course.
And you can see sort of a crowd is starting to form around the kind of conversation. And for those that are kind of doing their duties, they're sort of like just inching towards where this is happening while still trying to accomplish their duties for the morning. Let's see here. Both Hayden and Emmy, you both have the highest passive insight. For Emmy, based on your experience, they just seem very interested in what the captain has to say about all this. And there's just kind of a lot of like hubbub about like, oh, what's going to happen kind of thing. For Hayden, with your experience with crew, is that they're measuring like how severe this punishment's going to be to see, to sort of weigh options of if anyone wants to act out, what's it going to cost them kind of thing.
Gotcha.
You know, Gatto, back in my previous ship, where I was just a crew member like you, if something like this happened on that crew, punishment was far more severe. Now, I am not that captain, and I believe that we are all here to strive and work together to help each other become better and work more efficient as a crew. Now, if one person, let's say you, for example, a bad egg, can typically ruin things for the entirety of the crew. However, doing that is not effective. It actually just makes things worse for the individual, like yourself. Like, for example, if I said the crew can no longer have rum on the ship, you would have quite a terrible time. So, I believe that the people learn from their mistakes, but do not get another chance if they continue to go through this path. One time is a mistake. Second time is a choice. Now I leave the choice to you, Gado, of how you carry yourself upon this ship and how you represent this crew.
He smiles like widely at you. Not much of a choice, as we're a little short. So, without me, this ship's not going anywhere. I'll swab the deck. I'll go hungry for a few days. That's the worst you could do in our current state. Is that all, Captain? I'll get to swabbing.
I see. Rather defiant today, are we, Gado? You know what they do to us pirates, right? You know where we are, where these islands do to people like us. Now, I don't demand your respect. Of course, respect has to be earned. But if you want to test the borders of my, what you say, kindness, things could be much more severe for you. Now, don't mistake my kindness for weakness, because I can really show you what I'm capable of. Is that clear, Gado?
He nods his head. I suppose we'll just have to cross that bridge if we get there then.
Oh, one more thing. You're going to scrub it with this toothbrush.
And he sort of like, bugbears are like 7.5 feet tall. So he's holding like this little toothbrush and just kind of looks at you. Is that all, Captain?
For now.
And he gets up from sort of the barrel that he's sitting on, for lack of a better way to picture this, just like a petulant teenager who's gotten in trouble and they're still mad, but they're not going to do anything about it because they don't want to get in more trouble. Or stands up and goes the opposite side of the ship from where you are and starts scrubbing.
That goes to the rest of you who are eavesdropping.
They all sort of snap back and like spread to where the rest of their duties were, just kind of stop crowding.
Ooh. Hayden, a word, please, in my quarters.
Captain, after you.
And as you all turn to head back into the quarters, you can see Kurzak shouting orders, "All right, back to work, everyone! Show's over!" And kind of getting everyone else back in line.
As we get back to the quarters, I just like collapse on my desk. I'm like, oh, fuck. Never had to done that before. You know, back in the other crew, you know, he would have lost his hand. I'm not willing to go to that level.
Right. Given the current state of our ship and the skeleton crew we have, I think eliminating the usefulness of current individuals is not the best way to go about things.
I know the crew's testing me. I would appreciate your advice, as I used to be on their end. As just being just a nobody, really.
Well, I never served on a pirate vessel, so the way you do things is a little bit new to me. However, on the ship I did serve on, if somebody fell overboard and endangered several of the crew, and so retrieving them, a dock in pay, time in the brig. We wouldn't quite cut rations necessarily, but one meal per day maybe.
I mean, we don't.
Unfortunately, I don't think we have the luxury of that, but it was a more civilized crew.
Yes, we don't have a brig yet, and we are rather tight in regards of which is a small crew, so we kind of need him at the moment, but maybe it's better we leave him. That he left the crew once we reach the island, of course.
Well, I think it's right to assess who we have on our way there, their usefulness, and decide if they're actually a good enough fit for this vessel or not. I'm sure there's scores of men who are capable on those islands that we're headed to. You would know better than I, but we might find more capable men elsewhere.
True. Though, there's also much worse men we could encounter once we're there, but we shall see.
Right. Well, quite the exciting first few days aboard the Unfortunate.
Oh, and apologize for trying to derobe you last night.
Oh, you remember that, do you?
I remember quite a bit, and that venom My God, I hope to never experience that again. However, that if we ever encounter those serpents again, and I don't know if you're built with poisons, might be a good tool to use against our enemies.
Well, I have no experience with poisons and the like, but you're right. If it's that powerful, might be useful on a blade. Although I'm not going to go searching for them anytime soon.
Yes, I'd rather we didn't either. Well, thank you for your time, Hayden, and your advice.
No problem. It's what I'm here for. Now, we might as well check in on the crew and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to.
All right, let's get to it.
You both would know that of your current crew, save for the adventuring party, your 2 bugbear crew members are probably the strongest fighters that you have, if anything were to ever happen.
True.
All right.
We'll weigh our options.
Anything else anyone wants to do? Anyone want to talk to anybody before we start figuring out what's going to happen on this day?
So Taj wakes up from her slumber and gets ready, and she looks good. Like she had the best sleep of her life. And then strolls up to the top of the deck where everyone's conjured. And is like, ah, how was your day? Did you sleep well?
Oh, well, you slept through a lot, dear. We could have used you, but there was so much going on, so much panic, no time to come and get you. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad that you slept so well.
What did you panic about? If we are on the open sea, there is nothing to worry about. They're not coming to get us.
No, there were giant sea creatures, and Gardo fell overboard, and then, Azric was hallucinating, Emmy was hallucinating. Everyone jumped overboard to save Gardo. I don't quite remember where I was, but it all sorted out in the end, I think.
You have such a vivid imagination. There is no such thing as sea snakes.
Oh.
Actually,
Maybe I
there's
was.
several different types of sea snakes. That's
They're there.
that's
And I
wrong.
put my fingers on her lips just to shut her up. And I just
It all
waltz
felt-
into a seat and just have the wind just in my hair.
It all felt so real.
I'm sure it did.
It was quite a time. I think I'm okay now, though. I did sleep it off. I think Gardo slept it off. Emmy, are you all right, love?
Oh, yes, I'm okay. Yes.
Wonderful. But maybe you should check in for some breakfast with our friend, the chef, who I don't think I'm allowed in there.
Oh, I'll get you some breakfast. Yes, I'll do that.
Chowder's quite protective of the
Oh, I
kitchen.
think Chowder's just misunderstood, really.
I think so too, but I think maybe you might do better with
Okay. I'll get you some breakfast. Taj, do you want some as well?
I
I don't think Kuda wasn't there for. I don't think Kuda knows about Azric's situation the other night.
His visitor?
No. she
Nobody
doesn't.
I don't think
knows.
anybody
Was off-
knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Emmy was just heard him, came up after, but doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't put it together. I'm gonna go find Chowder.
Chowder. Go
I
check on
said
Chowder.
that in my brain. Chowder?
Sure. You can go down into the hold and you can find Chowder, who's like
Miss
aggressively
Chowder,
stirring.
ma'am? Oh, I just wanted to know if I could have 3 servings, please. They're not all for me.
Oh, only get 1 per person.
Yeah, they're for Taj and Cooter. I will take them to them.
Okay. And she
I
just
promise.
grabs a bowl and then spoons out some nondescript grayish looking, not quite liquid, and just slops it in there.
Smell gross.
It doesn't smell gross. It smells like if someone tried to cook but didn't understand flavor profiles and just put stuff in there. It gives you
Does,
3 little bowls.
She kind of wait for me to take a bite or anything?
And she just like slides them over and just like looking at you.
She's like looking at me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna, I'll reach into my pocket and sort of give her some buttons.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I just thought you might like them. This one's shiny.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
She like puts them like in like a pocket and just like holding the shiny one.
Thanks for the, whatever you call this. Slop. Oh, okay. I've never had slop before. Thank you. And then I'm gonna carry it back up deck. Is it awful tasting?
It's not awful. Like there's
It's weird.
just ingredients put together and and cooked. Like chopped, cooked, put into water, other stuff put in, and then out came slop. So it's like nothing that's like bad or harmful to you. It's just like, what were they like? What was she trying to make?
Got it.
We made
I
the
hand them
best
over.
choice, basically. But I don't think it would have gone down well if we didn't let Chowder make chowder.
No. No, it wouldn't. I'll have to try and get her some more seafood to add to this next time. I mean, it's fine, but you know, it's not very fresh. What do you think, Tosh? Do you like it?
At this point, I suppose.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just go over here then.
It's like maybe some like dried beans, some like pickled vegetables, like crumbled like sea biscuits in there, and then some bowls have like salted like meat, some don't. Like you don't know why. Like maybe
It's like when you have a lot of leftovers and none of them are like a real meal by themselves, and you're just
Yeah.
kind of like, well, this is what I'm eating tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong with it.
Yummy. Kuda doesn't mind. She'll eat anything. Mostly.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do before we get the day rolling? All right.
Did we want to do the thing?
What thing?
Or do we want to wait until we're closer to
Thought the whole
land?
point was that you needed to do it now before we got closer.
Yeah. We should do that. God, does anyone read the fucking chart?
You guys are the ones with the spell. You gotta see what you're doing.
I don't have it. I don't have that.
Oh, I
one.
don't have it.
Well,
I've never
y'all
had that.
need to ask me. I don't know these things. I'm just here to tinker and heal.
Asric, do
Yes.
you think that we
Yeah.
might be followed? Do you think that there is any sort of device or enchantment on the ship before we head closer to the secret cove?
I mean, it's rather a small ship. I don't think they anticipated this happening, but I suppose it won't hurt. I'm not sure if anyone can detect magic.
Not that.
Oh, I can do that. I think I haven't tried it for a while, but might be able to give it a go.
Oh, well then, Kuda, if you don't mind, would you please, check every nook and cranny of the ship to see if there's any magic device or runes or anything that may not be in our favor?
And she kind of like wanders off, just kind of like one of those like energy healers who's just kind of like just kind of like feeling the energy of the ship.
Got it. So you're gonna basically
Casting
cast
detect magic, yeah.
and then just walk around and just see if anything comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
so-
looking for like a tracking devices or like some sort of GPS system or something like that.
General weirdness.
Yeah, where they could find the ship and locate it.
If we happen to find anything else, that's a bonus.
Taj and Cooter, make Arcana rolls for me.
I need my dice.
But as you're going,
yes.
as you're sort of going around, I'll get you to roll in a second. Recruiter, as you're sort of going around, you kind of recognize. So like as you're walking past Hayden, you can see his cloak sort of glow. And anyone else who has any other like magical items like on their person at this point, those would be glowing. But as you're sort of going through the ship, nothing seems like out of the ordinary, like, oh, this is a magic thing they're gonna spy on us with or something along those lines. But what were your Arcana rolls?
In typical Kuda fashion, it was a 9.
17.
17.
Even though it's a high stat.
Yeah. So Cooter, you're like, well, nothing here, nothing to track.
Yeah, no, I don't think I sense much. A ship is a ship.
For Taj, you know that there are other ways to sort of track something or someone. It doesn't have to be a magical presence sort of like stowed on the ship. You know of magics like scrying, where if they knew a person that existed, that they could try and look for them, through magical seeing. There's some other things where if someone knows a specific item, they could try and track it over a distance. But once you get much further away, then you can't track a specific item. So there are ways to do this, but there's not anything like nefariously hidden on the ship or like a low jack or something along those lines here.
Yeah, I'm remembering to that day. Azric and I both used disguises, right? And everyone else was like perceived dead. So like there wasn't anyone to come back.
I believe that Cooter and Hayden were taken hostage.
Gotcha.
No, Hayden was invisible,
Cooter was taken
so
hostage.
it's just Cooter.
I was most certainly taken hostage because there was nothing I could do, and I was wandering around in the dark, and it was quite horrifying, really.
But you also know, Taj, as you rolled a 17, that with scrying, it's not a done deal. Like, unless you have, like, firsthand knowledge of the person or have, like, met them or have, like, something that belongs to them, the difficulty increases sort of the less direct connection that you have. And as far as any of you are aware, the people that were on the ship probably don't have that kind of high-level magic.
Okay.
In your experience, anyway.
Just wanted to clarify.
Sure. So I need the navigator to navigate for me.
Oh, that's me. I can do that. Yeah. I forgot how I do this. I rolled a 9 and add my proficiency bonus of
Yep.
2.
D20 plus proficiency plus wisdom for your
Oh, good. Okay, so 9, 10, 11,
navigator's tool.
16.
A 16. Alrighty. So good roll. The ship's back on course. Hayden did a good job of riding the ship the previous evening. And from what you would expect, that you are essentially right on time. Heading north around the Crescent Isles here. And now it's more or less a straight shot for a few days until you get closer to the islands where things get a little more treacherous. Someone roll me a d8.
8.
8. Alrighty. So this day sort of being a very nice, breezy day, excellent weather, sun is shining. As you're sort of coming around the north tip of the Crescent Isles, you've noticed that there are sort of large schools of fish kind of around the island, sort of congregating, looking for food. And for today, if you were to try and catch any food and spend some time doing that, you will make your roll with advantage, and you will receive double amount of the normal food that you would receive.
We do need some extra meat in the slop.
I think some fish would do us nicely.
Can you mage hand fish out of water? Just curious.
It's a really neat way to describe a survival roll for fishing. Have you tried to catch a fish with your hands
In a tank, yes,
in a tank?
but not with a magical hand.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if anyone would like to do that, other than Emmy, since she has spent her day essentially navigating, and that's kind of her job on the ship. So if anyone wants to do any survival to catch some food, you certainly can today. And I think
Yes,
that
please.
y'all are down to, what is it? 8 total days of rations for everyone on the crew.
Yeah, we'll try.
All right.
I'll try as well.
Only need, we can try, and then whoever, if you want to spend your whole day doing that, then we'll take whoever's roll is highest.
What was that? Survival?
Uh-huh.
13.
Yeah, that's gonna be you.
Alrighty.
Keisha tried. She threw a little rope in there and sat, enjoying the sea breeze.
Or did you say we got advantage, or no? Or do we get double the food? Is what you said. All right.
You get double the food. So yeah, that's enough because there's abundant food around, and I need you to roll, I believe it is normally a d6 plus your wisdom modifier. So do that and then just double it.
Is my wisdom -1? Do I subtract from this roll?
Yeah.
All right. 4 then.
4 total.
8.
So 8. Okay. So you will have essentially 8 pounds of food. So keep track of that. Put it on your sheets. That's going to basically buy half the crew another day, I think.
All right.
There's 13 of y'all, so Cool.
Pounds of fish.
Got it.
All right.
Alrighty. Nothing else happens on this day. Just a day of travel. You get lucky with some fish and going around some islands. And unless there's anything specific you all want to do, you can go to the next day of travel.
I think real quick, as they're like doing their fishing or whatnot, Hayden's going around the deck of the ship and kind of chatting with some of the crew, kind of getting their mood. And I want to find Kurzak and the other one, Karzak.
Yep. The bros.
Yeah, I can find them. I want to have a quick chat with them.
Sure. You can find sort of Kurzak is sort of supervising, being the bosun, and then Karzak is sort of looks like he's inventorying like powder and like cannonballs, making sure the cannons are up and what little cannons you have up in working order. But yeah, you can easily get them for a little meeting.
Yeah, I'll flag. Karzak, can I have a minute?
What can we do for you, Quartermaster?
Well, first things first. How are you two lads getting on?
Fine, other than the episode the other
Oh,
night.
right. Bit of nasty business then.
Smooth sailing today, though.
It's wonderful. And you two know your mates well enough. What do you feel the mood of the crew is currently?
Well, it's only day 2 or 3, maybe. Headed back towards the cove. Besides the issue with the snakes, it's neutral. New crew, new people in charge, so haven't really had a chance to prove ourselves, or you all prove yourselves either, so it kind of is for the moment.
It's a fair point. Part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you. Seeing as I'm currently acting quartermaster, I'd like to get to know the men I'm working with. You and your band, you all served on a vessel prior before being waylaid on that island, correct?
Yes, that is right.
What
That is
exactly
right.
happened to your previous ship? How did you end up?
Well, say that for me one more time. I may have lost you there.
I was wondering what happened to your previous ship. How did you all end up on Linares?
All right, well, the bearded crab, rest her soul, a great ship, to be honest. We just had an unfortunate run-in with the hunters, of course. To be honest with you, Quartermaster, we made it out alive because we saw the tides turning and decided that we really didn't want to die. So shoved off. Felt bad for leaving people, but I mean, there's no way we're gonna win that. You never win that. Then they whisk off the captain and officers and burn the ship and anyone else on there with it.
Well, I haven't had too many run-ins with the hunters myself, but knowing all the stories, you and your mates might have made the right decision there.
Nasty business it was. Nasty business.
Well, we're heading towards a place that I've never been. And I'm gonna need the help of you two, along with Azric and anyone who has experience on this place, pointing us in the direction of capable sailors. We're gonna need to fill out our crew.
Right. Well, the crab, we usually sort of gave people the option whenever we took over a ship, but that's currently not an option, according to the captain. For those in the cove are, if they're worth their salt, they're already part of a crew. And a good way to catch a grievance with another captain is to poach their crew. With that being said, perhaps there's some that are without for some reason, or maybe those that are just unlucky of finding the crew, who might be scraping the bottom of the barrel, but it's better to be scraping than have nothing, I suppose. The skeleton crew's only going to last so long.
And I think that was my point. I'm not expecting to find the most crack crew there, but I'm hoping, in your experience, and everyone's experience that have been there, we can at least filter out some of the worst before attempting to bring them on board. The point is, we need a crew.
Right. Well, if you don't mind me speaking frankly, Quartermaster, I think that at this point, we can't afford to turn anyone away. So if they can walk and have at least seen a ship, then I think that might have to be good enough.
We're of the same mind, then. I tend not to be picky, but then again, I've not sailed with as many pirates before. So, I'll be counting on you two, and of course our dear captain, to see us about these islands and try to keep our ship and our crew in one piece while we're there.
Question for you.
By all means.
What will you do if we're caught by hunters?
We're caught by hunters, well. One, hope our ship is fast enough. Two, that's not the case. I don't know about you, but I don't like living behind bars. We'll see what happens when that bridge is crossed, if it's ever crossed. But that's the point. Why we need capable crew.
Right.
To see ourselves away from that potential situation as much as possible.
I'll do what I can to see if there are any folks that may owe me favors or looking for a crew, but I would say new faces in the cove might go a long way to try and make a name for yourselves, or at least address the public of sorts that there's a new gang in town. Make a bit of a spectacle of it.
And if you were a new face like ours, what do you reckon we do about that?
Well, I suppose
Get
that
into a dust up or two?
depends on the type of leaders you are, but pirate wants but a few things. Food, water, security, and lots of fucking gold. If you can provide all
gold.
three, then it's good enough for most.
Well, gold is going to have to be our selling point.
Perhaps if we run across any smaller ships on the way in, maybe we take a pass at them. We'll be sailing relatively close to Osham Maran. Maybe we get lucky.
I do know that Osham has a fair few merchant companies that sail out of there. Could find something on the way.
One small prize, easy enough to get our sea legs underneath us, could go a long way for the crew.
Well, we should be crossing into those waters any day now. I assume if we sail the lanes merchant vessels tend to use, we'll probably find something. However, we might need to exercise caution as we are not at top fighting strength.
Well,
So, pick and choose our target.
by my count, we could afford to lose one person and still be able to minimally sail the vessel.
Not much to work with, is it?
Nope. But
Anyway, don't let me keep you. I just wanted to have a conversation, properly introduce myself, and get a feel for you and your mates. You guys known each other longer than I have, so
very well.
it's good to
Thank
be
you.
working with you.
Do as well. Sort of pats you on the shoulder.
And I do like the shoulder pat, like strong arm.
Mm-hmm.
Reciprocate.
All right.
All right. I'll let you get to it.
Very well. Anything else for today that anyone wants to do before we move on to next day? Next day is when you're going to be sort of turning the corner. You'll be basically directly in front of Osham Miran. And then for those of you at home on the map here, that will be right here. String of islands. It's going to separate you all so you're not in direct line of sight, but quite a lot of room to work with in the shipping lanes. So, with that being said, luck is currently on your side in that all of today had just an abundance of food for you all. So, good work there. And unless there's any objection, we're going to move on to the next day.
Can I DM you something really quick?
You sure can. I love secrets.
Ooh.
Make a
Some
potion.
secrets.
Secrets
tunnel,
are
secret
no
tunnel.
fun. Secrets
What
are no fun
secrets?
unless
I
they're
don't
shared with
Talking
everyone.
about it.
You know what? Fine. Be that way. Mac, I'm gonna message you a secret right now.
All y'all have
DM
secrets.
me. We have a secret chat without
Suddenly
you.
He's getting all the the DM's getting all the DMs.
I send VS a secret too. So there.
All of y'all got
Oh, I
secrets.
feel left out.
Every
God.
single one of y'all.
There. At the end. Someone.
With all these subterfuge and skullduggery.
Is this day 3 since the snake incident?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. While this is happening, it's a good reminder to follow us on YouTube. youtube.com/@casters and cantrips. We're so close to getting to our 4,000 watch hours to apply for partnership. So we would greatly appreciate it if you guys check out the YouTube channels and hit the subscribe button and smash the bell.
It really helps if you leave a playlist running that's several hours of watch time, or just have another tab open, just have it running muted works too.
Also, do your dogs get sad when you leave home for the day? Do they want someone to keep them company? Just put our podcast, put us on in the background, and we'll talk to your dogs. That's what we
That's
do
what
for my
they
dogs.
love.
They love it.
They do.
Or if
And
you're
make sure to
working
turn
out,
off performance mode because all the browsers updated their browsers to have performance mode on, and it stops auto playing. So just go in your settings and under performances, click that off.
And also, do you want some secrets? You can also get secrets from us. You just have to watch our Out of Combat episodes. They're right
many
there. You can watch
secrets.
them whenever you want. All the secrets are yours for the taking.
Nice.
Thank you all.
Got a secret.
All right, so with that, you will be sailing for the rest of the day. It is now going to be morning on the next day. And from where you all stand, by the way, you all get a long rest. If you want to change spells or roll or, do any things per day, go ahead and do that now for all your secret stuff that's out there.
Do your daily stuff.
Yeah, just do your stuff, do your job. I'm just kidding. But with that being said, you are basically on the outskirts here. So your ship more being on the southern side of this hex. It's probably a day and a half to sail if you're wanting to go to Osham Miran. But you're basically in prime real estate of like the shipping lanes and things out here. But far enough away that it's not being patrolled by Osham Miran's like navy, because there's a large sort of string of islands here that separates from where you are from the actual city. You'd have to go around for that. So navigator, navigate for me.
Okay.
And then somebody else roll me a D8.
12.
12. It is clear skies, sunny day, good wind. The 12 is good enough to keep your current course.
I rolled a 1.
A 1 for your
So good
D8.
at this.
Yep.
Okay. Very well. So as you all are sailing, and as Hayden had mentioned, you are in sort of prime shipping lane territory here. Probably closer towards the evening of this day, you find sort of a smaller vessel, sort of moving very slowly. Like it should be going a lot faster. Maybe there's something wrong with it. But it's a little ways in the distance. If you wanted, you could easily catch up to it. Aside from that, you all tell me what you'd like to do to learn more.
I'd like to. Do we have a spyglass?
I was
Someone
just
with
gonna ask
spyglass?
that.
I don't know if we have one.
Sure,
had
there's
There
one
would
on.
be one like already on board, no?
I had one last campaign.
You
That's
did.
right. I was like, didn't we have
are-
one? That's what I was thinking of.
Wouldn't that be
Spyglasses
part
are
of the ship?
They're like
They're
1,000 gold, dude.
extremely fucking expensive.
So the previous captain didn't have one in her chest.
Maybe I can tinker one for you. Let me just pop out my lenses. It
kidding,
would
you
probably
barely have
you'd
any
probably
lenses
be
left.
able to see just over the edge of the boat.
Only the most opulent of sailors will go out of their way to buy a spyglass.
Actually, Emmy. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible for you to turn into a bird and scout out the ship ahead?
No.
Oh.
But maybe you could swim over there as like
Oh,
a
yes.
dolphin or something.
I could turn. Yeah, I could do that. I could turn into something that swims really fast. Yeah, I could do that. What am I doing?
Maybe you turn into a dolphin and then turn into a crab to curl up on board and see what the people on the
Oh,
other ship
well,
are talking
I
about.
mean, I could do that because I'd have to swim over there, and then I'd turn into a crab, and then I would not be able to turn into a dolphin again to get back.
Then
But I could. Well, I could.
but then how was she hear what they were doing?
There is something I could do. So I could touch a willing beast and like see through its eyes. I accidentally prepared the spell. I thought it was a different spell, but I just saw
Oh,
that I
yeah,
had
I
it
need to
prepared. So
prepare.
actually, I don't really like doing it because it makes me motion sick. But I could do it. I just need to find an animal that's like.
Isn't this a favorite pastime of yours?
What's the sneaking on ships?
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually I just like I I just crawl on and then I just go back in the water where I came from. I don't have to like turn into a dolphin. But yeah, I'm pretty good at like sneaking on ships. But usually I can just like, I do it at night and like I can just kind of like, you know,
Ah.
and I just kind of go up and then I like peek over the edge and then go back. I don't usually use my forms, and usually it's closer to my home, so I can just like swim back down. And you know, it's just different, but I could do it. But if they see me, what do I say?
But aren't you?
Nothing.
Or should I
You could
try
just,
or should I try the beast sense one? I could there's like a seagull. I could ask a seagull. I know we don't like them. I know I'm not supposed to like them, but I mean that one seems really nice.
If you can convince a seagull, I've never seen anyone
yeah,
do
okay.
it.
I'm just gonna immediately cast Speak with Animals and yell at a seagull.
Mm-hmm. What do you yell at this seagull who's sort of just flying above? Yeah, and the seagull yells back.
Yeah, we do that for like a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of like make the sound that's like come closer, and see if he'll come perch on like the banister.
Hayden's got his hand gripped around his pistol currently.
Do not shoot my seagull. Oh, I scared the dogs. Sorry, chat. So I'm gonna say to the seagull. Hello. Hi, I'm a druid. I don't know if you noticed that. It's nice to meet you. You have beautiful feathers. I would happily give you some food in exchange for a small favor. Yes, I know you love food. I also love food.
Food?
Yeah.
Food?
Yeah. Can you do me a favor first?
Food.
Great. I'm just gonna touch you real quick.
Food.
I'm just gonna gently like tap back feathers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna, if you go to that ship that's way over there and you just circle around for a little while, I want to be able to see everything.
Food now.
Nope, you have to
Food
come
now.
back. You have to come back. No food. Do you want food? Okay, you do as I say. Fly to that ship and look around for like 5 minutes so I can see what they are doing.
Food now. And
Food
later.
Small food now. I give him like a little crumbly of a ration.
Chomp. Almost takes your damn fingers off.
It's fine.
And then
We
it
have deal.
bites and just takes off.
And then I touched its feathers and I am now doing East Sense. I don't think I've ever used this spell before. It's cool.
It's basically like when you look through the eyes of a familiar.
Yeah.
Like
I've
'cause
never
I'm
done
sure.
it as a druid. I've done it as a warlock, so this is cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that's an
Oh.
inherent thing you can do with your familiars or not.
I
Since you have
am.
one.
You can in some cases. I'll have to check Bucket's rules. I can no longer. I'm blind. Amy is blinded and deafened, so she's just kind of like standing there, like staring, like.
You're all like warged out like Bran, basically.
Yeah.
Your eyes just
I'm
roll
Golden
back in your
Brand.
head. And
Exactly.
and then
Exactly
you,
that. Yeah.
Is she all right?
you just see this seagull just like gliding over. And the ship it's far enough away that they're not like worried that another ship is in the area, because like I said, these are shipping lanes, it's fine. And you sort of go soaring in and it sort of soars about in circles. And you can, in what this seagull sees and how you can interpret it, is like there's something wrong with like some of the rigging, like the sails all fucked up. Someone forgot to bring extra rope. And they're talking about how they're going to miss their deadline and it's going to take the whole rest of the day to fix this kind of thing. And they're just sort of arguing on the deck, and you can see that like a very like sharply dressed person that looks like they're in a place of authority is like dressing down like a couple of like sailors on the ship.
Do they look like pirates or like?
No, they look like merchants.
Hmm.
The size of their ship, they're probably carrying like some trade goods or something like that. It circles. You said 5 minutes.
Do they
It's a
have-
seagull. It circles,
Yeah, I know.
circles, and starts flying back.
The last thing I want to see is it's flying back. If possible, is just like, do they have cannons? And do they look like they're ready to go?
No, they're just a merchant ship, and it's small. If they might have like maybe a ballista or two on board, but this is something that's honestly not well equipped to be doing island to island trade. But yep, and then the seagull kind of perches back. Food.
Here you
Food.
go. Thank you, friend.
Food.
And I'm gonna give him the rest of the ration.
Yep. It just gobbles it up like in one gulp. And just
Well,
flies
that
off.
was interesting. I think we should go and pirate them.
Oh, yeah.
Am I helping? Am I doing it right?
Yes. What did you
Good.
see?
They look like merchants, and something's wrong with their ship, and they're behind schedule, and they're trying to fix it. And how many people did I see again? Like the size of the crew?
But you didn't get a full like, but basically you saw like what appeared to be like someone in charge, like yelling at like 3 or 4 crew members on the deck, and then a couple more like milling about.
I saw
It's
maybe
not much bigger than
5
your
to
ship.
10 crew. I think if we have element of surprise, we could take them. But
But do
not
we
like
need to
take them. I
them?
just mean like steal from them to be pirates. Oh, we could offer them to join our crew. Actually, that's what they do in the stories.
I think you need to calm down. You were a little bit too excited.
Well, I was just trying to help, and the seagull was very nice. So
Well,
sorry, Hayden.
I think this is a great opportunity to see what we're capable of. If we are indeed going to be pirates of legends, then this ship should certainly be no trouble at all.
Yeah. Should we alert the crew?
Yes, let's get all hands on deck.
Aiden turns around and he's like, "Oi! Everyone! Turn your ugly faces over here!"
Everyone sort of looks directly at you.
The captain's got a little something to say. Captain?
All right, crew. There's a small merchant vessel, not off too far from us, and we are going to raid it. So, get to positions.
Yar! Oh, not yet. Sorry.
Yep, and everyone's like, they were gonna yar, and then she said, "Oh wait, not yet." So they're waiting to see if there's anything else that's gonna be said.
I just yarred. I'm like, ha!
Ah! They all yar, and then
Oh,
everyone starts taking their stations, grabbing rigging, being able to sail the ship. You've got sort of people, whoever's going to be on this vanguard, and Kurzak comes to speak with the captain and quartermaster as you're sort
Yes,
of
Kurzak.
making way over there. I think in this particular case, from the information we have, if we were to just raise the black, they probably wouldn't fight at all. No need to waste ammunition if we don't have to.
I agree. They appear to seem to not know what they're doing, and should be easy fish.
We do have a flag. Did she finish the flag?
Oh. Emmy?
That was like literally yesterday. I have the sketches. I could like hold the sketches up above my head and like wave it around.
Do you
I don't know how to
have
make a flag. I don't know how to sew.
Do we have any black fabric on the ship?
Sure, we can find something.
That's all we need for now.
Yeah, doesn't need an image. Once they see black, then they'll assume.
Right. I'll take care of it. You see him kind of go below and stumbling down underneath.
Oh God, I hope it's not someone's pants or shirt.
Well, our first test of this crew. Be prepared, Captain.
All right, let's do this.
A few minutes
What
later,
do I do as the navigator? What do I do when we during a pirate a heist?
Make sure the ships don't collide, because we're not ramming.
Oh, that's not my job. That's not the navigator's job.
Right, then you will assist in combat or heal people if we get injured.
Okay. Should I turn into like a really scary animal?
If it's necessary.
Because we just want to scare them, right? Like we don't want to. We don't want to like.
If they decide to fight back, then
Okay. I understand.
we have no choice.
Yeah, I could turn into like
No choice to what?
Sorry?
No. I see you both insinuating. What are you insinuating?
What do you
I
mean?
wasn't-
Judah?
I was just gonna scare them. What do you mean, Cooter?
I'm just scared it's gonna happen again.
You what? You could just
All right, how about we try a breathing exercise, Cuter? So, and when in panic mode, if you just take a deep breath. Oh, gods! All right. Again. Inhale. Release. It's terrifying. Do you feel better though?
A little, yeah.
Okay, great. Just keep doing that in case you feel like panic mode is coming again.
All right.
But it's gonna be fine, Cuter. They'll see the flag, and they'll just surrender, and it'll be easy.
Okay. All
just
right.
do you have your
Easy,
bucket?
then.
Do you have your bucket? Not my bucket, your bucket?
Yes. Right.
Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna take her bucket and take like my belt. Like I have like a couple belts. I'm gonna take one off because Emmy's a hoarder, and I'm just gonna like make like kind of like with a horse feed thing. And like loop it over her. It's like if you start to feel like sick, if you start to not feel so good, you could just like into the bucket. And then the good thing is then you have it for later if you do need to like hurt someone, and then you could just like throw the bucket at them. Also, if you get really scared, you could just put the bucket on your head, not after you. Oh gosh. Well, you could just go inside your shell. Oh no, the bucket will fall off if you go inside your shell, won't it? This is way more complicated than I would just.
No, this is a great idea, love. Thank
Okay,
you. I can't
okay.
believe I didn't think of it myself.
and during your conversation, Kurzak runs up and kind of like pushes between both of you to get back over to the captain. He's like,
Rude.
there's something. And just hands it to the captain.
I grab whatever it is. What is it?
So you sort of unfurl it, and there what looks to be like a black piece of linen that was long enough to be a flag, but not tall enough. So it's long enough, and then he basically took two shirts to make it big enough underneath it.
Oh, Kozak, I didn't know you were this handy. This is perfect.
You don't have to lie to me, Captain, but it'll do.
All right, let's get this hoisted up when we're ready.
All right. So, they're affixing the flag to the mast, and they're sort of awaiting your order to basically see when it's time to do so.
When we get within firing range, that's when I'll tell them to hoist it.
Sure. So they'll wait until you're a couple 100 feet away, and when you give the signal, they start hoisting this shirt flag to the top of the mast. But you know what? It's windy. It just looks like black fabric waving in the wind. And
flag pirates.
And as you see this happening, as the flag is going up, you take a look, and then at first the other crew they don't even notice. They're arguing amongst themselves about the ship and how slow it's going. And then one of the crew members is getting dressed down by the captain, getting yelled at, just sort of points, and he just sort of looks over his shoulder. And just sort of has that look on his face, just like, oh, shit, and sort of points to the crew, and they start basically raising a white flag in immediate surrender. So,
Prepare to board.
as you're getting your ship alongside, basically doing boarding maneuvers, you can see maybe 8 to 10 people on the deck of the ship. You can see basically what Emmy was telling you is that their rigging and their sails all jacked up. They're not going anywhere anytime soon without a full repair and like re-rigging of the ship. And just as you are going to step onto the deck of their ship, or off of your ship and onto theirs to start negotiations, you can see that in the distance, the other side of their ship, a few hundred feet away, is a much larger ship than both of yours. And you can see has multiple decks, far more guns than your ship does. The bow of the ship is black. And you can see at the top of their mast is also a black flag being raised.
Do I recognize the ship by any
And-
chance?
You see that on this flag there is a simple adornment. What looks to be a bird's skull with bright red menacing eyes.
Oh, that's such a good idea for a flag. Why didn't I think of that? That's a lot cooler than a goblin's. Nobody even knows what a goblin's like. It's not clear that it's a goblin, because the ears. Oh, it's really good.
Taj and Azric, you'll know immediately who this is. Anyone else who cares to know, just roll a history check.
$15.
15.
History?
Yep.
15 as
11.
well.
Emmy, you're excited. It's real life pirates, but you can't place the flag. You haven't seen it in any of your stories from the books. Everyone else, you see the flag, your heart sinks. That ship is known as the Banshee, and that ship's captain is Captain Blackbeak, one of the most tyrannical and fearsome pirates known in the Pinnacle Depths. And that is where we'll take our break for the evening.
In a
Yo.
second,
So-
because good thing I'm wearing a bucket.
How's
All right.
their ship, even their flag's cooler than us. Their ship name's cooler than ours. Their ship's cooler than ours. Their captain's cooler than ours. Who said that?
Clearly, we need to work with Max on some design elements
I was
here.
about to say, who put us in charge? Max, help!
Anyway, go ahead and grab some snacks, get some food, some beverage, go stretch your appendages, and we'll be back here in just a few, and you can figure out what the hell this crew got themselves into. So we will see you all here in just a bit. BRB, everybody. And welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you've gotten your snacks, you got something to drink, you stretched all your appendages, and you're back for more D&D fun times. So, where we left off, you were just about to board your first pirate quarry, only for another ship to be there.
Oh boy.
How does Azric feel when he sees this ship kind of cross his eye line heading directly towards where you are?
I know he's the most tyrannical pirate, but what are the stories that I've heard?
So, Captain Blackbeak, she is ruthless. Made quite the name for herself. Basically, as told in the beginning of her sort of legacy, normally you would see the black flag. The pirates would raise the black. Means they're willing to let you surrender. Probably the first extended period of time in which she had a ship, she raised the red flag constantly, which in pirate world means I don't care if you surrender, we're gonna blow you out of the water and take what's left. Some thought it a bold strategy that probably would have gotten her killed. Didn't work out that way. Now she has one of the most powerful ships by any pirate, and is feared by all, and would be a rare occasion that a ship would not surrender if given the chance to the Banshee.
Oh, nine hells. Sorry we stopped you, but we are leaving. Good luck. I tell the crew, wrap it up, let's go. We're out of here.
And you see, go ahead, Hayden.
No, go ahead. Cool.
Kurzak sort of puts his hand on Hayden's shoulder. He's like, it's too late. It's too late. We can't leave. By the time we get unhooked from this ship, they're already gonna be here.
Somebody
May as well
must
stay in
tell
parlay.
me. Who is that ship?
The Banshee,
Right.
Captain Blackbeak.
Right. Well,
Let me
we
put
can
it
at least
Hayden.
try to break free.
He is the most feared pirate of these seas, even amongst other pirates.
Yeah, I'm getting that sense from the way everyone's freaking out. So there's no way to detach ourselves and leave before they get here.
Maybe if we had a full complement, but with our skeleton crew, that even if we break away, they'll catch us easily.
And what would they want with us?
Who knows? Maybe she decided she's offended because we tried to leave after the black went up. Maybe she wants to hunt us for sport. Maybe she wants to try out a number of her 40 guns on deck.
Well, there is a ship sitting right there under repair. But I see your point. So, what? We just wait to be killed?
Well,
We could use the fog to get away. We've done it before.
It's true, we do have magic users on board.
I don't have fog. I don't have fog today. But I do have detect poison. No, okay. I could charm her, maybe. I've got pass without trace.
None of those help us, dude. Emmy, I'm sorry.
listen. Consider ourselves lucky that we got the black. Now, if she raised the red flag, I'd be all for cutting and running, putting up magical clouds and getting the fuck out of here. But because the Banshee's willing to parlay, I don't know if it's wise to try and leave.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do Azric and Taj know them, like, are cordial? Like, if they saw it was us, do you think they'd stand down?
Not personally. You just know of the legend of this captain.
We aren't like friends.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely not friends. There would be very few that called themselves her friend at that level. All I'm trying to say is maybe hear what she has to say. Maybe we can come to terms of getting a portion, a finder's fee of the loot. But if we cut and run, 1, we get nothing, and 2, we pray we didn't slight her. You're the
Well-
captain, I'm just offering advice.
I have a question. Is she like a superstitious type? Do we know?
I've
all
never had
pirates.
occasion to speak with her.
Well, I mean, the
I'm
more
gonna try
longer we
something. I'll
sit
be
here.
back.
No, don't try anything, Emmy, please.
I'm gonna jump overboard.
Oh,
Okay?
damn it. All right, well, we're definitely not going anywhere now, so let's just try to parlay and hopefully we'll have professional courtesy.
Still, in the meantime, I think we should try to at least work on getting our ship detached from theirs, in case we get told to leave immediately.
I can make sure that happens, get us as quickly able to leave as possible, while still maintaining our position.
Right. I'll leave that to you, sir.
And Kurzak kind of stomps back off towards the ship, and you've never seen him shaken before. Pretty even-keeled crocodile lizard folk. He is trying his best to not look scared shitless in front of the rest of the crew. Trying as best he can to hold it together. Because if they see someone in the sort of officers echelon freaking out, it's not going to bode well for a brand new crew.
All right, crew. We're going to attempt to parlay with Captain Blackbeak. Don't do anything foolish. We need to be on our best behavior. And hopefully we can get out of this with some of the loot.
Everyone just sort of nods, and there's a couple of the goblins are wide-eyed, just like, oh shit, kind of thing.
You heard the captain. You all have jobs to do. Are you pirates or not?
And I would like for one of the officers, or it could be Hayden or Azric, just to do a persuasion roll.
I'll say this. I don't know what you got, but I have a handy dandy inspiration sitting. In case this is like a...
I too have one.
Oh, well, there you go. You probably have a better charisma than I do.
Okay. I'll use the inspiration for this.
Go for it.
Oh, didn't need to. However, 22.
22. Is there sort of listening to both of you and get direction? They, you can see that while Kurzak is off trying to get things prepared to be able to leave as soon as possible, Gatto sort of looks and shoves like nudges one of the goblins. You heard the captain. We have jobs to do. And sort of stomps off, sort of understanding how much it takes to steal yourself in this sort of situation and appreciating it.
All right.
Is there anything that you all would want to do before?
Do you want me to do my thing now?
Sure, go for it.
So while all that was happening, I was swimming down as fast as I could,
Uh-huh.
to whichever direction is deeper. And I'm looking for whatever sea life I can find.
What would you like to find?
This is totally a Hail Mary move. It may not work, and nothing may happen, but that's okay. I have a thing called Friend of the Sea.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to find some beasts and try to communicate with them what's about to go down and tell them we need their help. I'm essentially like praying to the spirit of the ocean herself and saying this prayer aloud so that the animals can understand me. And the goal being that if our ship gets blown up, maybe some dolphins will at least come and swim us to shore. I'm trying to make a backup plan for us.
Sure.
Because I can
Yeah.
tell how scared everyone was. So other things can happen. I can't understand what they're saying. I can't understand them. But I don't know what
Yeah.
creatures I'll find.
So Friend of the Sea allows you to communicate simple ideas to any beast in the ocean.
The simple idea is I'm praying for help.
Yeah.
Bad things are about to happen.
Yep.
What comes of that? Maybe nothing.
Make
Maybe some free dinner
make a
later. I
persuasion
don't know.
roll.
Okay.
'Cause you're basically pleading to any beast in the area to help you.
Yeah. And I can even, like, just to thematic it, I'm going to use my sonar cantrip that I reflavored as sonar just to, like,
Sure.
I'm, like, trying to get it out as far as possible. Oh, okay. You said persuasion?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. A dirty 20. Yeah. I'll take
All right.
that. Whoa. Finally rolled good tonight. Ooh.
Sure. All right, and you can so with this you are close enough to the islands, the larger islands, before you hit to Oshamaran, and that you do see a small pod of dolphins sort of in the area, and they're swimming around, and they sort of, pay attention to what you're saying, and then you hear sort of clicking back and forth, and then they just kind of just start meandering around the area, waiting to see if anything happens.
And then I'm going to try to swim back. I went pretty deep, so I'm going to try to swim back up, like, as fast as I can. So I'm there to help.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a 30-foot swim speed, so you can get back on the ship by that time. Taj, you were going to say something before that.
I don't know. I was just gonna say I don't know if there's anything like I really can do ahead of time. Yeah. My brain is.
Mage armor?
I
she
don't
have it,
I
does
don't
she?
have that.
Oh my God, Mac.
Well, I have it, but I don't have it installed or whatever. Cause like,
You haven't prepared.
listen, I've never used that in my life. In my mind, I'm like,
You're the best.
here's YOLO.
Yep.
I'm gonna prestidigitation my clothing to make sure everything's nice clean, and find a cool. Hopefully, the previous captain left her hat. So I'm just gonna put that on.
I think we established there was a hat.
Okay, beautiful.
You're just
Hey,
chilling in a
look like-
corner, just trying to stay completely out of everything.
And then I'm gonna do muscle fluffing. I'm gonna do some push-ups to make my pecs look nice. Maybe this turns into a
What did you just say?
muscle fluffing.
Like getting the pump. Getting
Yeah,
pumped.
yeah.
Is that what that means?
Okay. Yep.
Listen, they do it in the film. They
disagree.
do push-ups to make the muscles look bulgy, and hopefully
That's-
it turns
Okay,
into a
yeah, that is what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah. This turns into a seduction situation. I'm ready.
So
And-
you've go ahead,
Oh, it's a woman, captain.
Captain Blackbeak.
Got it.
And sort of the hat that's sort of left over is like a very. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I change my appearance.
To what?
That's what I do. Some
A
other
sexier
well-known pirate, like, or whatever
Okay.
that I've known.
So when you say well known, how well known do you want to go?
Someone that I know that she's cordial with. Like, if we know all the black market like info, like we know whose crew she's running in.
Gotcha. There are some other captains that you would know that would be very important to Black Wren Cove. If you wanted to shape shift into them, as long as you can explain it, I suppose. I can give you a list.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Oh, Azric, Azric, do you think that I should shapeshift into one of her friends?
I
I wouldn't use the word friend. You just said important pirates, other famous pirates.
don't believe that'd be a good idea, especially if there's some intimate knowledge that she may ask you and you may not know, and you're also wearing not their clothing. And a good reason why they would be on this small, tiny skeleton group of vessel.
You know, that is a good point. I was just thinking that if I was one of her friends, then she would leave me alone.
Or, you know, as pirates do, relationships sour quickly, and it could be the opposite thing. It's just there's too many unknowns. I'm sorry, Tosh. It's a great idea, but probably less that we make the equation much simpler.
Do you think that we should be ourselves?
Well, we are making a name for ourselves, so if we get on her good side, that will bode well for us when we get to Black Wren Cove.
Okay. And then I was not myself this entire time, so I'll be myself now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I will say too, when it comes to like friendship amongst pirates and pirates crews, most of the like closely associated people that would be considered maybe friends would be like the captain and maybe their officers. There are other like captains that are sort of like cordial to each other, some that might have worked together before, but in the case of Blackbeak, no, she is ruthless and very much doesn't necessarily participate in the politics of Black Wren Cove, of which I will give you all more information later when we get there.
Okay.
So Azric, you've got a really fancy tricorn hat that's like a deep like crushed velvet blue with like some of the white frillies on top of it, and like some little golden like filigree, I guess, for the hat that's sewn in, as you have stolen the previous captain's hat.
Does it clash with my current attire?
I mean, you do you, man. Power clashing is in.
All right.
And also, I believe your vest is blue according to the art, so
It is.
It's about confidence, not about what you're wearing.
I'm doing those muscle fluffing.
I don't know if that's the word you want to keep using.
All right. I'll try
I love it.
Anyway, anyone else, does Cooter want to do anything in particular?
She's just kind of waiting to see where I feel like she's so terrified of getting everyone in trouble at this point that she's just kind of hanging back behind everybody, like waiting to see if she needs to step in for anyone to get heals or anything she could do to defuse.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. So some time passes by, and the Banshee, compared to your ship, it's probably at least twice as wide, where yours is maybe like 20 or so, and its widest spot is like 40 or 45 feet wide. Where your ship, not counting sort of the bow that where you really don't go on the ship, your ship might be like 100 feet long or so. This is about 180 feet long, so it's quite literally almost double the size of your ship.
You said the front of it's painted black?
The ship itself is painted black.
The whole ship is painted black. Okay.
Yes, the deck. There are still some unpainted wood, but most of the hull, sort of a blackened sort of tan color scheme. Pretty menacing as pirate ships go. And once this ship sort of comes alongside and like comes around, you're staring down gunport after gunport after gunport. So kind of the idea of getting into a battle at sea with this ship would probably not end well, given your experience and your skeleton crew. So, with that being said, a couple things happen at this point. They're rigging their ship, they're hooking it over to sort of connect, board the other ship. And for them, yours is almost like a straight sort of plank to plank. Theirs is sort of a very downward angle, as their ship is taller as well, to make room for all the different sort of decks below. And you get a sort of very good look at this flag, which is that bird skull, but it's not just a bird skull. It's the skull of a Pinganu, and which makes sense to you as that being her flag. As you see a group of people come off of the ship, you see what appears to be a dwarf, quite stout, long braided sort of black beard with trinkets and stuff adorned in it. You see a sort of a half elf woman, sort of curly brown hair, sort of coming off the ship as well. You also see what appears to be a large sort of half-orc gentleman, who's sort of basically looks like all he does all day is push-ups, kind of build, sort of coming off of the ship.
All day.
Yeah, that's for sure. You see a dark purple skinned tiefling, sort of moving silently off of the ship, sort of making her way very light-footed. And then you see Captain Blackbeak. Whereas I had alluded before, Captain Blackbeak is a Pinganu, which is sort of a bird race that are akin to penguins in this setting.
Okay, but like, how cute is she?
She is small, so about the size of a halfling or a gnome, slightly shorter than a dwarf. Her eyes are completely red, similar to like a rockhopper penguin, or like a
rockhopper,
or like a macaroni penguin. And you can see that unlike those, her beak is actually black, and there's little spots of orange sort of close to the face. You can see that above sort of her brow is those large sort of golden sort of plumage that comes off just like a rockhopper penguin. And she sort of strolls off the ship, just, and you don't know if it's the red eyes, but she just looks menacing. Sort of makes her way down.
Would Kuda see eye to eye to her? Is that how small she is?
Mm-hmm. You can see that she sort of has dark brown sort of tricorn hat, looks rugged, a sort of long coat with braces of pistols on her vest, so probably like 3 pistols just stacked up in front, a cutlass at her side. And she comes strolling down this plank that is between her ship and the merchant ship, with sort of her hands behind her back, sort of just taking this all in. And she sort of catches a glimpse of you looking the other way.
I remove my hat and I do a bow.
Have you stepped off of your ship onto the merchant vessel at this point? Because you sort of...
Nope.
All right.
I will wait for permission.
All right. And she sort of looks about. Which one of you is the captain of this here merchant's vessel? In sort of this like, noble-looking gentleman, think like mid 1700s, wearing like a powdered wig and like some fucking audacious looking clothes. It's like somebody who has so much money they're just pretend playing merchant because they can, and they wanted an adventurous lifestyle, and they dragged along people that needed the money. That would be me. So glad to see you. And she pulls a pistol and poof, and just shoots him immediately, and just drops him.
Emmy went from looking like fairly excited to like terrified. And she lets out like a really quiet whimper.
And she puts the pistol back in. Who here would be the first mate of this here vessel? And the crew starts looking around, and a couple of the crew point to one person who looks like a young like wood elf gentleman, and he just sort of raises his hand, and she gives sort of a very like eerie smile. Sit, talk, we'll negotiate. And she sort of looks over at your ship, the Unfortunate. Don't believe I've had the pleasure. What ship is this?
This is the ship, the Unfortunate. And I am its captain, Captain Azur.
I see. Flag needs work.
Oh, temporary solution.
Come aboard, Azric. We have
As you wish.
things to discuss as well.
I'll hop on board. Trying to flex my pecs.
And
So on
she
board, like-
comes up to like your abs, maybe.
Internally, I'm like, damn it, I should have done abs.
What were you gonna say? Something, Cooter?
I was like, he's like walking on the ship, just like.
You're more than welcome to have any of your officers join you. It's only fair. I don't think we're gonna have a problem, are we?
Oh, absolutely not. We are all here to negotiate. And then Quartermaster, you will join me, please.
Aye, Captain.
Anyone else
And-
in the party who wants to come over can come over, essentially. But go ahead, Hayden.
Oh,
Can I just put my hand on Hayden's shoulder and kind of pat him, and then Bucket's gonna climb into his pocket.
Sure.
Is it a situation where more people who join is bad, or like it doesn't matter?
Her officers join what you could see, the ones that joined her over on the deck of the ship.
So Hayden, being as acrobatic as he is, doesn't use a plank to cross over. He just leaps from the unfortunate's railing to the merchant vessel's railing and walks over.
Taj, Kurzak.
Hmm?
Not Kurzak. He's scared out of his mind. I'll just have Taj.
And I like come aboard very gracefully, like the wind is in my hair, like it's a movie moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then Emmy and Cooter, you all can be anywhere. If you want to be on the ship, you can to here, or you could do other things if you'd like.
Well, when Cooter turns around, Emmy's eyes have gone brand mode again. I looked it up. I can't do it with my familiar. So.
All right. You're crabbed out.
Yep.
So are you listening from inside my pocket? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
So am I staying with Emmy to watch over her while she's crabbing?
Didn't guide me around. Like I'm not. I can feel you, and I can still walk. I just am deaf and blind. So.
So do you want me to lead you around? Because we can do that.
You do what you feel is best. Just don't puke on me, please.
As long that's the thing. I feel like Azric wouldn't want Kuda there right now.
I felt like Azric didn't want Emmy there, which is why I didn't go. But why I sat in Bucket, so that you and I can still know.
In a corner, like a man just died before her eyes again, and this bucket's getting quite full. But should we need it later, it is there.
I'm thinking you should lead Emmy and yourself to a safe part of the ship where we can be out of the way.
I concur with that assessment. Okay, just checking we're
and I
all
can
on the
talk to
same
you too,
page.
by the way. So
Because I completely agree, given the circumstances.
Yeah, just essentially, I don't want anyone to be left out. Like, obviously, there's nothing going on at the moment. So if you don't, if you don't want to be left out of the conversation,
to Cooter.
Mm-hmm.
Can you relay the information to me?
Yeah,
as
I can
they're
talk.
talking? Yeah, cool.
But I can't hear you, so.
You're just telling me you're just like, this thing's happening, that thing's happening, and Kuda's like,
Hayden has like a lot of lint in his pockets. He should really clean these.
I'll get onto that when he comes
Yeah.
back.
I think
We
there's
need someone to do laundry down here.
I probably can't hear her, but I can probably tell that she's talking because like
You can
if
feel
she's
the
holding my
vibrations.
hand, I'd feel the vibrations. Yeah, so I'm just like, I can't hear you. You just keep talking, I'm sure.
I'm just talking to myself.
Alrighty. So as you all are coming aboard, they've brought sort of a table and a couple chairs out for the two captains and one first mate to sort of talk it out.
If there's a seat for us, we'll sit down.
Yeah, just for the three, I guess two captains and first mate, like as in the people who are in control of each ship at this current moment. So she sort of just leans back. The way that I see this is you all were unfortunate enough to find yourselves here in the midst of pirates. And unfortunately for you, Captain Azric, you must have mistakenly jumped our quarry. Mistake anyone could make, I'm sure.
Well, seeing how we didn't see your ship and I arrived first, I don't believe it was a mistake at all. Perhaps it was fate guiding us together for this meeting.
Interesting. Well then, first things first. Apologies about your captain, but I hated him the moment I saw him. Didn't belong on the sea. I'm sure you're not too broken up about it, are you? And the wood elf is just like wide-eyed and just kind of shakes his head no. Probably didn't pay you very well, did he? No. Here's how this is going to work. As I see, this ship isn't part of any merchant's guild that I am aware of. I think we'll just be taking all of it. No merchants on the back end to be upset about future business. I'm sure that this former captain here paid it all out of pocket. Some sort of wanderlust. Tired of being fat and rich. Any opposition to us taking everything you have? And he just shakes his head. No, not at all. We'll leave you the ship. You can find your way back to wherever you want to go. What is it that you're carrying? And he sort of just hands the manifest out on the table. And it is mostly like trade goods. For some reason, this merchant was sort of hauling mainly linen and some spices. So while those are definitely not the cheapest of trade goods, there's only so much they can carry in this small ship. So it would be a decent haul for your ship, depending on how things shake out here. At least several hundred gold. Well then, I'll let you tell the rest of your crew to start unloading, putting it on the deck. It seems that Azric and I have some business as well. Does that seem agreeable to you, Captain Azric?
It does seem agreeable, yes.
And he sort of nods and sort of hesitates. And she just gives him like a stare. Leave. And he just pushes the chair back and then just gets up and then tells them to start loading shit up and we're putting it on the deck. I can't decide whether you're brave or stupid. Perhaps you could shed some light on this.
Well, Captain Blackbeak, it's not every day that you would have the chance to be face to face with someone like yourself. You are of legend, as they say, in the flesh.
It appears my reputation precedes me.
And of
So
course,
if
if we were to scurry away while you were poaching, that probably would not bode well for us.
would not. See, that's the thing about wild animals, beasts, predators. We like to give chase. It's the thrill of it. So, wise of you to stay put. What's your story, Captain? What's your ship? Your crew? Haven't seen you before.
Well, we are new around these parts. We recently commandeered this ship from a mercenary crew to claim our own, and our stories are not yet written. but we're hoping that they will go down in history.
I see. Quite the skeleton crew. And yet... And she points to Taj. You've managed to acquire yourself a deck wizard of sorts.
And I like curtsy and then extend my hand.
Yep. And she'll take it and just sort of, give a little peck on the back of your hand.
And then I take hers and kiss the back of hers too, out of respect.
Her flipper? What do penguins have? Are they wings or flippers? I don't know.
I mean, penguins, they don't have like wings.
Good thing Emmy's not there.
Right? It is an anthropomorphized, penguin person. Well, quite auspicious for you with your small crew.
We are on our way to the island so we can change up the ship and maybe get more crew.
The Cove.
You know it well?
Anyone in this business knows it well enough. Any friends of
home from home.
yours? Any friends of yours you're hoping to meet there? Any acquaintances willing to help you out? Or are you going in all on your own?
Well, at this moment, I do not know who is still around.
Well, friends are a loose term for people in our profession, but as my deck wizard has said, we are looking to add more to our crew, as we are rather slim, as you can see. But we were able to do much good things with limited numbers. So I imagine once we bolster our crew, we can do things much greater.
Do you have a recommendation of people who are looking for crew?
Perhaps we could come to some sort of agreement after, of course, we decide the cargo here. And she looks over at Hayden, judging by your crossed arms and stoic face. I'm guessing you're the quartermaster.
That would be my position, yes.
So, new ship, new crew. What's your old ship?
Well, this sort of ragtag crew that we have now sort of stumbled upon one another. None of us were on a crew initially. We were all off on our own business until we found ourselves allied, in which case we worked together to commandeer this ship. So the previous ship doesn't apply, unfortunately.
What about you two? Gestures over to Azric and to Taj.
Oh, you can say I was raised in this environment. But we were formerly part of the Withered Rose.
Azric and Taj used to be part of the Withered Rose.
Shame. What happened to most of their crew?
Something happened to them.
Well, I was voided of the details as we departed on most unagreeable terms.
I see. Marius.
What happened to them?
Marius. He thought he was going to make a run for the Captain's Congress. Not sure why anyone would want to be part of that stupid fucking organization.
Something about a captain's congress.
Well, his little mishap has been quite the setback for him. I heard some of his own crossed him. Was that before your time, I'm guessing?
Well, it's hard to say. I don't believe us crossing him would ruin his chances for the council, so maybe we were just something that ignited the flames.
No real loss. He was adequate at best.
Agreed. He was a shit pirate, to be honest.
I would say, given his current circumstances, I would agree with you. Well, about this cargo, I'd like to hear what your terms are, Captain.
Well, seeing how we were first to arrive, unbeknownst to you in the presence, I believe 40% is a good deal.
40%. I'm guessing this is your first time in these sort of parlays, isn't it?
I've been on a few. Being on the seas for so long.
I would generously offer you 10% finder's fee.
%, and I can recruit the current crew here aboard this vessel, if they are willing.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh boy, okay.
Can I assist?
Sure. What are you gonna say to add to this?
You do not need most of this cargo. And you do not need these people. We both know that. So why not to give us a win?
What's your roll?
Does that give me advantage or no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
She is trained in it.
18.
An 18. 15% and first pick of the litter. She sort of motions to the crew, like stumbling over themselves to like get stuff onto the deck. I'll take those terms. She'll reach out her hand.
I will shake her hand. Agreed.
I would have given you 20, 25. Just wanted to see if you had any balls on you to negotiate at all.
Well, hopefully I delivered, and then I try to flex my pecs.
Adequate.
Hayden,
Compliment then. I'll take it.
Hayden slaps his hand on Azric's shoulder. First pick of the crew, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, let's get to it. And then Hayden's gonna go off and how many crew would you say is currently shuffling stuff onto the deck right now?
There's probably like 5 that are currently like pulling things up and down. You notice about like maybe between 8 to 10 total crew. One of them's now dead, the merchant captain. leaving like maybe 7 to 9 to pick from, and then that's gonna be how many want to join the life of piracy as well.
Hayden will walk over and, hey, oi, all of you lot, listen. I need every man to state their amount of years on the sea immediately.
Alrighty. So of the group there, you can make out a dwarven woman. There is 2 human men, human woman. There is 2 halfling men. And then, of course, the last being the wood elf. So being a total of 7. What were the questions that you asked to be answered?
How many years experience basically on sailing ships?
Yeah. So we'll go in order here. The dwarven woman sort of stands tall and says, 9.
And your role?
Bosun.
Right.
And the 2 human men, one of them goes, 6 months. The other says, 9 months. The human woman, she says, 3 years. 2 halflings pipe up, 2 years? 1 year. And then the wood elf says, 1.5 years.
Yeah. So the longest serving one was acting bosun on the ship, and the others are just deckhand positions.
Yep. So you've basically, with this such a small ship, you've got like the merchant made himself captain. He named someone else first mate. They probably don't have a quartermaster. The dwarven woman was named bosun, and the rest are probably just crew. Like, it's a stretch to have a captain, a first mate, and a bosun on that small of a ship in the first place. So he was
Right.
probably just playing sailor and naming people positions.
I'll turn towards. You said dwarven woman. That's 9 years. Now, I don't know what good Captain Blackbeak has in store. I believe she said most of you will get to return to where you came from. However, we have need of crew. And if you're willing to sail on an up-and-coming vessel, willing to take part in earning some real wealth, then I would invite you aboard the Unfortunate.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
So do we just get first dibs on? We get a pick first. It's like picking teams. We get a pick first. Is that what it is?
She's just letting, so Ezra agreed to like 15% and then first run at the crew to see if anyone wants to join.
Oh, we have first run on anyone. So basically, if they're smart, they're going to join up with us. Because
Yep.
if they're not smart, they're with her.
Yeah.
If she even wants any.
I'll go ahead and use my inspiration on this
Okay.
one. Persuasion?
Uh-huh.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alrighty. So both of the human men immediately raise their hands that have been like 6 months and 9 months. They want to get the hell out of here. And the dirty 20, the dwarven woman is not going to. The wood elf first mate is not, but everyone else will. So you're looking at 2 human men, human woman, and 2 halfling men. And I can get you all names and stuff later on, unless you just want them now.
Yeah, we can figure that out later.
Sure.
Okay, assuming they step forward, you're just gonna go. Right. You lot have made the best choice of your lives. That's your ship. After you're finished with Blackbeak's cargo, you're to immediately jump aboard.
All right.
Well, there we have it, Captain. Captain Blackbeak. Much appreciated for the first look.
Well, it was negotiated after all. Now, second bit of business, because I don't want any of this lot. Don't need them. I'm curious. How we're going to end this little parley. It's been fun, sort of playing pirate. But you'll have a share. You'll take some crew. If you make it out of here, of course. But I have some propositions for you, Captain Azric. Would you like to hear them? Good. The way I see it is you have 3 options. Option 1. I sink your ship. You have no more ship. Your crew abandoned you. And you don't fight back, because then you'll die. Second option. I accept a generous tribute from the unfortunate for allowing you to operate freely, as to right the wrong of this little mishap that you've caused. And I do mean generous tribute. Third option. Perhaps you being new to this and all, maybe you would like for someone to take you under their wing. Perhaps you fly under my flag. I get a portion of all your loot. You swear loyalty to my fleet. And we begin a long and beautiful partnership. Perhaps I install some crew under your ship, bolster the numbers a bit. But you'll also be made available at any time, as to which I call upon you and your ship. Think of it this way. Under my flag, we can take on prizes you can only dream of. I'll give you some time to think about it, while some of your new crew loads your 15%. If you need to, discuss and all. She just sort of just leans back, just puts her arms behind her head, and just waits.
Can you explain it again in like a TLDR?
TLDR. Option 1, she sinks your boat and leaves you stranded and says you won't fight back because then I'll just kill you. Option 2, she says you will give me either a bunch of gold, goods, items, information that will belong to her, and then she will let you leave because you have righted your wrong of daring to intercept her quarry. Or 3, you basically align with Captain Blackbeak and sail under her banner as part of her fleet, of which you will have autonomy to do your pirate things. She will get a portion of your spoils, but would also have the ability to call upon you whenever needed, and also floated the possibility of taking bigger prizes, as there will be more than one ship, and that you all could share the spoils of bigger takes.
So she would share her spoils with us because we're part of her?
No.
Or if like we needed stuff from her, she'd give us money?
So you haven't really negotiated terms yet, but basically it's like, I'll let you go do your own pirate stuff and you're under my wing now. So because of that, you got to pay me, you know,
We owe her dues, basically.
we owe her like dues. But with that, you're under her banner. She might call on you to do favors for her. But if there's ever a point to where there's a big enough like mission or prize that you all get involved in it, then that would be sort of a much bigger payday than you all could ever do on your own. So if it's like a joint venture, then you would get a share like normal. But any share that you do outside of that, she owns some of it. You can get into particulars later, depending on which one you choose.
Don't want to die.
Well, I appreciate your generosity, Captain Blackbeak. I will take this and discuss with my officers.
You do that. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Right. If you excuse me, I will return momentarily.
By all means.
And then I bow and return to the ship.
Yep.
I try to maintain the confidence and composure, and I say, officers, captain's quarters, please, now.
And then I have a question. Is the
Yeah.
information part, is that like information we currently know or future information, bring it to her?
I was just giving you ideas, but I would, in that case, it would be something to trade to her now.
Okay.
But it would have to be very substantial, you would assume. So when you say officers, that would include Captain Quartermaster, Emmy, Navigator, Taj, Deck Wizard, Bosun, Kurzak, and then the Surgeon is technically an officer too, so that would be Cooter as well.
All right.
So it's the crew plus Kurzak essentially. So hey, everybody else plus Kurzak.
Okay.
All right, crew. We have an opportunity here to not die, to go into servitude, or not die, or die. Yes.
Actually, Hayden, you feel like a little a pinch at your side as Bucket kind of like pinches you, so you move, and then he like hops out of the pocket when you.
Damn it.
I don't want to work for her because she shot that guy, and he's dead now, and they just kind of threw his body overboard, and I don't Yeah, I don't want to work for her. Don't. It's okay.
She's quite
Can I-
ruthless, isn't she?
breathe,
She's
breathe.
ruthless.
All right,
I just
all right,
I don't
listen
want to
up.
be that kind of pirate.
There's only one kind of pirate, Emmy. I'm sorry to
What?
break it to you.
No, but there's her, and then there's you, Azric, and I'd much rather serve under you.
Yes. I too am not inclined to be under someone's wing again. I have tasted freedom, and I relish it, and I want to keep it going. So that only leaves one option, and that is to give her tribute, which will be difficult
Death.
because
Oh, right. That. I thought you meant death. I thought that's what you
well,
meant.
that's option 2.
Okay.
However, I may be able to persuade her with my silver tongue. A fourth option, very risky, and may lead to certain death. However, we have nothing to offer for tribute. So, our options
What does she
are
want for tribute?
gold, mostly.
I mean, she can have all my golden treasure. I don't really need it. I've got like a lot of treasures I
Well,
got
we
from the
need
bottom of the
gold
ocean.
for our ship, Emmy.
Well, we do have the information of an impending war. And we have the document to prove it.
Yes. What's her
Taj.
price? How much value are we talking?
I could kiss you, Taj. That is brilliant. I absolutely forgot about that. Impending wars are great business for pirates. A lot of looting, a lot of pillaging, warships battling each other, leaving ports and, cliffside, oceanside villages are vulnerable.
And the possibility to partner with some other country, get the money, safe passage, I don't know. There is opportunity for her. We could not get met in the middle. We don't meddle. We don't have to care. It's none of our business.
All right, that's my chess work. Kurzak, how are you holding up?
Well, we're alive, so good start. I don't know if it would be so bad if we did align ourselves. Just being honest. That would gain us immediate notoriety. Perhaps we could negotiate an amount of which, once we have paid back enough spoils, that we are allowed to go on our own. We don't have any friends, and I use that word loosely, of course. We don't have
I'm your friend.
anyone on our side. Well, that's very nice of you, Emmy. All I'm saying is, if what you say is true, they're offering to bolster the crew, give us protection, and guarantee us more loot by doing work with them on
I
occasion.
don't want to have to murder anyone. You know?
Well,
I mean, we have already done that.
No, we have not.
That ship has sailed.
No, it has not.
Mm,
Don't take life if I don't have a reason to do so. If I have to, I will, but that is not how I was raised.
if it makes you feel better, that merchant noble probably treated his crew very poorly.
I didn't kill him, and that has nothing to do with me. I don't want to work for her because she killed him. It doesn't matter. She didn't even ask him his name.
Ask who? Whose name?
The guy she shot, she just said, "Are you the captain?" Okay, bye.
Well, if she was going to kill him, what good was knowing his name first?
Just my point being that that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to find rare treasures and hidden temples and artifacts and sail the
I mean,
sea and
stop
eat fish
you.
for dinner.
Information comes at a price. How do you
Well-
think people find that information?
I'm just saying, aren't you going to give her information and then we can just leave? I thought that was
Might
the
not,
good idea.
it might not be enough.
Well, I could
Well-
give her some stuff too. I have all these
Your
treasures,
stuff
and
is
Emmy's going to
literally
start pulling
garbage.
stuff out of her
It is
bag.
garbage.
So, Emmy, please. That's not.
Well, I
what she's
have. Do you think
interested
she likes this? I hold up a
No.
ceramic figure of an elephant.
in. No.
It is literally
Look,
garbage.
I have
Stop.
this gold
No.
coin that no one knows
Stop.
where it's from, and I
No.
have this is a gold
No.
medallion, and I have
No.
I
All right,
have
all right,
some,
enough, Emmy. We can't keep her waiting for too long. She seems rather an impatient person. Hayden, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, to keep it short,
Yes,
the
that is clear.
information isn't enough. You might find that insulting. You can sink our ship and kill all of us anyway. I think I'm of the same mind as Kazak. Kazak.
Kurzak, yes.
Kazak. Sorry.
Oh,
Both look
Kozak.
very similar. Twins?
Yes.
I thought so. Unfortunately, present circumstances, that option does give us the highest chance of surviving. For the time being. I don't like it, personally. I'm like you, I'd rather not be under the yoke of anyone else, but we don't have many options.
If I do say so myself, I do think it is a good idea. I was going to keep my mouth shut when everybody was against it because Azric, my darling, I do love your ideas, but I don't know. It might be nice to get some extra money. And she might have the money to put into our ship right away. Or give us a new one. And I like the idea of a contract. Maybe 6 months.
Maybe if you give her the information, then it can reduce the time.
But if we
I like
give her the information to see if that is enough, and then if it is not enough, then information in 3 months' time.
I believe
Months isn't so bad.
information is the highest currency. So we should keep it in our back pocket if we decide to go under the Black Peak wing and to incur favor. So we should not give away our entire card of hands. We should put on our bluffing face.
Question. Is she more likely to kill us if we join her or if we don't join her? Won't she kill us anyway?
Maybe we can put in a contract that at the end of contract we do not die. She does not kill us.
She's a pirate.
she
I don't think
care
she
about
has to care about
I
that.
feel
no.
like there is an integrity in pirates. We do care.
She did agree to a parlay, and she honored it.
It's true.
There
I've heard
is
about
code.
parlay.
There is code
Well,
among pirates.
I trust you, Azric. So whatever you believe to be the best course, I will try my best to support you all. Just know that
Listen,
I've
Brett's-
grown
hey,
to
Brett's-
love you.
Brett's-
I will promise you all that I will never put you in harm's way or dangerous way without putting my life on the line as well. But I also don't want to see all of us sinking to the bottom of this ocean.
Well, I mean, the bottom of the ocean is really not so bad. I mean,
Only you can survive. Emmy.
Only if we can survive there. I'm sure it is wonderful. But you are right, Azric. You are right.
I believe joining her, as Hayden, Taj, and Kozak has suggested, is our best chance of survival. Immediately gives us notoriety and gives us allies, which we do not have. We may be required to do some things that we may morally not agree to, but I will do my best to make sure that we do not take those jobs. Again, she did say we are free to do as we will, as long as we pay our dues.
I won't kill anyone for her.
I'm not asking you to, Amy.
I know, but I'm just telling
I
you, like,
will.
if it comes to that, that's what's I'm gonna say no. And then she'll probably kill me, and then that's on you.
You can say no and I will do it for you.
I don't want that to happen either, though.
Do not care.
I mean, I don't know how to break this to you, but this is what being a pirate means.
Killing people for some pinguing that we've never met before?
Well, she may not be in
That's-
your stories, but she is very real, and
That's
she
not
can.
what pirating about. Pirating
do
is
that.
about being free and sailing the seas and living by your own code.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
That's not what you're gonna do. You're gonna live by her code.
Only for
Yeah.
a certain amount of time.
But that's the point. I'm just saying.
She's not like our boss. I mean, she just
We
calls
just go
on us.
back and we just go back and work for the religious jerk guy instead. It's so different.
That's not the life I want to live, Emmy. I'm sorry.
This is.
Listen, everything is going to be all right. We have a better chance of living if we join her, which she has graciously offered us. But if we say no, and our tribute is not to her liking, she will just kill us.
What if we just fight her? We have so much magic, and I could turn into like a.
Emmy, have you looked at her ship?
Yeah, I
It
know,
literally
but
towers over
um,
ours. There is literally a chateau over our ship.
okay. Well, you just do what you think is right.
She would blow us out of the water if she sneezed, Emmy.
This is a great advantage to us. I know you're not going to like it, Emmy, but however, we will live, and then we can move on. It's not like she's tying a chain to our ship, to her ship. We're still free to do what we want to do.
But isn't it kind of like that? I mean, if we don't do what she says, then she's just gonna murder us later. I'd rather just die now if it means I don't have to kill anyone. If I'm being
And you can
honest
die
with
and
you.
we will continue onward.
Emmy, I'm not asking you to stay a part of this crew if you do not wish it. If you wish to leave, then you are free to do so. But I have to do what is best for the crew.
Yeah, can you just leave me out of the contract? And then if I need to leave, me and Cooter could just leave.
Well, actually, Emmy, she does not know that you exist.
Yeah, that's true. You could just turn into an animal. She wouldn't know the better.
Okay, and Emmy turns into a cat.
All right. So, I will accept her terms to be under her wing and under her fleet. And if we can pay off our dues and become free yet again, then that is what we will do. Or we can just leave this ocean. I don't know.
Kurzak was gonna reach out to Emmy, and then she wild chipped into a cat, and he goes, "Ooh, kitty," and then like just tries to pet to like calm her down, and then
She kinda
he
goes-
like,
Lets him pet her.
and then he kind of like pats Cooter on the shoulder. It's gonna be all right.
Oh, thank
Kurzak will take care of you.
Oh, I'll take care
Aw.
of you too. Always.
This
Well,
Like
This
he's one of
life
the
isn't-
crocodile-looking lizards, right?
lizard folk.
I love him. He's
It's
so cool.
Reptiles gotta stick together.
it's very true.
Shit, I turned into a cat. I done fucked up. Should be a
You don't have to
reptile.
do anything. There's plenty of things to do on the ship other than to fight. Especially if we have more people on the ship, so you can still be useful. Otherwise, I mean, look at you, Doc. You're already putting people back together.
Oh, yes. We always need someone to patch people up and make sure you can all take care of yourselves.
The only thing that I'm gonna ask, and the same for the crew, is if we need it, just back us up.
Absolutely.
well,
All right.
that's heartwarming, but unless we want to sink now, we should get back to the captain.
He didn't do.
All right. I'm going to freshen up and do a couple push-ups. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Love them muscles. Love
Oh
them.
my god, it just doesn't get old.
And then I'll exit our cabin and I'll head back onto the merchant ship.
I'll go with.
All right, anyone else gonna go?
Yep, I'm in tow as well.
Bucket
One
goes.
last.
Bucky goes. Perfect.
I'll
Unless
hang back
Hayden-
again because
unless
we
Hayden
were
covers the
talking about
pocket.
how she doesn't know that Emmy and I exist. Kuja's just gonna hang back and keep to her station where it's safe.
Yeah. So the three of you go back over aboard to the merchant vessel, and most of it looks like most of their product is sort of on the deck now, and they're just sort of waiting around. And she kind of leans back forward. She just kind of propped her feet up on this little table, and leans forward and goes, "Well, what'll it be, Captain?"
Oh, Captain, I believe we will go with option 3 and join your crew and be under your wing.
Interesting. Well, it appears we're coming to an accord.
Indeed.
Any terms you'd like to discuss?
I don't know any about this term stuff, so if you can help me.
What you were just talking about like a length of time, an amount of money, like is there anything that you want other than just like we're with you now?
Okay. Is it like we can ask for like a signing bonus? Is that like a thing?
So I was keying off of what you were saying in the captain's quarters, is that maybe you could work it out to where you're only directly subservient to her fleet for an amount of time, or until a certain amount of money that you give to her, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And weren't you guys trying to get money to decorate the ship?
He's not gonna give us money, I don't think.
Well, if we're representing her, we need a flag.
And style. There's
She might
potentially like a, what do you call that? Like a level of expectations her fleet is expected. People believe that we're with her.
She offered to bolster the crew already if we join. So we might be able
That's
to.
not what she offered. She offered to put some people on our ship to keep an eye on us.
Yeah. It's crew still, though.
Yeah.
They'll be working.
Well, Captain, my terms are for a duration contract of being under your wing for 6 to 9 months. Funds to outfit our ship to better emulate and showcase that we are part of the Blackbeak Pirate Armada, if you will. And enough to pay our share to regain our freedom to be off on our own yet again.
Was your last term?
My last term?
Yes. What was the last thing you just said?
Oh, so apologies. That to pay off towards our freedom.
6 to 9 months. It's a long time.
I mean, you think
I
of
don't know
that,
how long
maybe
it
we
was.
should do it for 5.
I didn't know what a proper term of
Mhm.
contract would be, so I just made up a number.
That's okay. She's just being a pirate.
Alright.
I think you're right. We could do 3 to 5.
My terms are 6 months.
5.
As long as you have paid me in tribute.
How much is that? And what if we do it sooner?
You can be free in 6 months, as long as you have contributed enough for me to replace the ship I will be letting go. I think that's fair.
Does that mean we get to keep the ship after 6 months?
That means you'll be buying me a new ship for my
Oh, what
fleet.
about- What about the ship we're standing on right now? They clearly don't have the crew to sail this vessel onto a dock or harbor.
This is a ship that is not worthy for my fleet. I mean, look at it. No guns. Barely more cargo space than... well, hardly any cargo space. What I want is time and money. Time is 6 months. The money is, we'll say, if you give me the gold required for a sailing ship, you can have 6 months. If you give me enough gold for a warship, we'll call it 3 months. So it would behoove you and be in your best interest to earn not only for you, but also for me.
And to be clear, a sailing ship is 10k, and a warship is much more.
Yes, I wasn't gonna give exact dollar amounts from like because I have many more ships than what's just in like the player's handbook. But yes, like a sailing ship or something of the sort would be similar to like what your ship would be, and then like a warship would be basically in between of what's her ship and your ship. We'll call it that for now. We can crunch numbers and play Dungeons and Accountants later.
And I believe we have an agreement, Captain Blackbeak.
Anything else that you require, Captain?
Well, as
20% of the cargo on this ship?
I apologize, my dear, but that part of the agreement's already been negotiated. Your captain did shake on it. I would hate for him to go back upon his agreement. That would be in bad form.
And just worth a try?
well, I would also be open to maybe some upfront funds to help outfit our ship to better help serve you in the ocean.
She looks at the expedience on the side of the ship. I will. Let's say
Surely she
I-
can just tell the people at the pirate island to do it for free or something, right?
Let's say I give you an advance. And you won't have to worry about refitting your ship when you make it to the cove. But it is an advance. I will owe it back.
It's only fair.
Very well. I'll be putting 3 of my crew on your ship.
Agreed.
I would require 1 to be in an officer's position.
Are there any
Yes.
other positions we haven't filled that are an officer's position?
Sure is not.
We can take Emmy's because she doesn't want to be a part of it.
So mean.
You don't want to be a part of it.
Kind of have to, though, don't I? I don't think it's an option.
He's the navigator.
It's like you're forcing me to be part of it and then adding insult to injury, basically. But yeah, I don't know if they have a navigator. Anyways, they may not. She went to school for this job, so like, you
I'm
know.
afraid to say all our
you
positions
go
are
to
filled,
school?
and then she'll just make one vacant.
I mean, you're doing pirate negotiations.
Yep.
Be a pirate.
Don't say it.
I
Oh my
am.
god.
I will.
I'm scared. I'm gonna get shot. Emmy's gonna get shot.
That I will actually oppose. I trust my officers, and they have my back. I cannot for certain say that your crew will have mine. They're welcome to be a part of the crew, but they will not be an officer.
Bold. Bold indeed. Let's see. What are your current officers' positions?
The standard.
Captain, quartermaster, navigator, deck wizard, bosun, surgeon, even a gunner. Surely you couldn't part with bad news to your gunner, could you?
Kind of side-eyed Kurzak, his response.
Kurzak is the bosun. His brother Karzak is the gunner.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
But I want to see. I was trying to gauge Kurzak's facial response.
He's doing like the side eye meme, like it's like I don't know what the fuck you're looking at me for.
I stand firm on this negotiation.
Then don't have any vacancies. Perhaps I'll just make a vacancy. Perhaps a special consulting position. Sort of my liaison apart on your vessel. If all your positions are filled.
I could make room for an ambassador position, yes.
They'll still do work amongst the other two as well. As long as they are part of your inner circle. That's all that I care about.
I can agree to that.
And it seems we have an accord.
I do have one more stipulation, Captain.
Very well.
As they will be serving under my ship and have to follow my orders. Respectfully, I would ask that you would not send some crew over who are bloodthirsty. Have a level head. I don't need any hot-headed fools causing me any trouble.
I see. Well, lucky for you, Captain. All of my crew are smart enough to do what they're told. If I'm reading between the lines correctly.
Well, I hope you do. Then we have an agreement.
Indeed. Before we shake on it, when you make it back to the cove, get a proper fucking flag, will ya?
That I can promise you.
And she'll take your hand and shake on it.
Can we shake?
And with that, the recent pirate ship, known as the Unfortunate, and crew now attached themselves to Captain Blackbeak and are part of her fleet. So, what that holds in the future, who knows? But with that, we will go ahead and end our episode this evening. Pick back up next week, of which where you will
Scary.
be going to the cove. I would
This is
assume
not what I
arriving
thought was
there.
going to happen tonight. I thought we were going
Me
to go to
neither.
Pirate Island and there was going to be dancing and music and grog and we were all just going to like have a good time.
I thought so too, but
I rolled one.
You sure did, buddy.
I knew
You
it.
sure did.
It was
Oh,
rolling
my-
a one and what?
believe that. I can't believe all of that just stemmed from rolling.
So you rolled a 1. And that's all.
Crazy.
That's what
A
caused
one
this.
for what? I don't remember the
So
one
I
roll.
so
Encounter?
each day when I'll make you like roll a d8 for like a random encounter and stuff like that, I have different things like listed out of what they could be based on where you are and what's going on. So for example, the first one is where you rolled, I forgot what the roll was. It was just a bunch of fish. Like an abundance of fish, something bad happened, you got extra food and all that. And then the next one, when you rolled a 1 on that particular table, that's what that was. So fun times.
Just
But-
an epic event happened.
Crazy.
Um, with that being said, thank you all so much for joining us tonight, for watching the show. Thank you so much for the follows, for the raids, for the resubs and subs, checking out our YouTube. I really appreciate it. We're almost enough watch hours on YouTube to have monetization unlocked. We do see them. We're full immersive during the game, but we very much appreciate all your support. And I'm really happy that you all are hopefully enjoying this campaign so far. But with that, I'm going to ask a question to the chat with a poll. And if you would, please let us know who you thought the MVP of the session was today. And whoever gets the most votes for the MVP is going to have an inspiration to use. So whoever you thought did the best job, go ahead and vote in the chat now. You guys want to plead your case, or you just want to let chat just vote for it?
You add Seagull instead of Emmy, please.
Seagull, yeah.
Right.
Emmy/Seagull.
Emmy/Seagull.
I'm willing to let chat and just vote on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chat-
well, let's let
chat
chat
decide.
vote on it. See who, yeah. So whoever you thought would be the MVP, go ahead and give them a vote in the chat, and they will get their
This is hard.
inspiration.
Throw my vote too.
There was some heavy. Oh,
Oh,
there's some. I thought he was just like, I'm not getting the vote. I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Spartic dice.
There was some heavy lifting between Azric and Hayden and Taj, and Emmy and Cooter were just holding hands and crying in the bathroom. That's fine.
There's going to be a whole bunch of fun conflict, I think, in the crew. So that'll be
Oh,
a
yeah.
good time.
But also, you got me a bucket.
To get you a bucket. So MVP.
Smart.
Yeah.
Max, I was gonna ask, outside of the campaign, just for
Mhm.
funsies and just like a little tidbit for the viewers.
Mhm.
Do you think that our information about the war would have been enough to get us out?
I will never tell you that answer.
Wow, I thought maybe that could be a
Damn.
fun little tidbit we could share
Damn.
together.
It's still usable information. He's gonna put in his back pocket.
Yeah, maybe.
Someone get Max on Out of Combat.
Yeah. If you didn't know, we have our show Out of Combat on Thursdays, which is only YouTube or our podcast, where we can talk about behind the scenes kind of stuff. And maybe go check that out. Maybe that question will be asked on whether or not that would have been enough.
No,
to
you're
get out
not
of
in
there.
it tonight. I just double
I'm-
checked,
I'm
Max.
not, but you all can talk about it.
I'm sick. I think you're gonna have to cover for me,
I don't
Max.
feel so good. I gotta go. I just ate a whole bunch of Thai when really I should have had one helping. I had the whole entire helping.
Oh man, I will say that just for me, on those specific like things of like the what if, as a DM, I tend to not entertain them because I don't want anyone to ever feel like that they could have like made like a good or like wrong decision. So the decisions you make are the decisions you make.
Well, I low-key wanted to join her the whole time. So like it's not a wrong decision for me because this is what I wanted to happen. So like I wanted to fully like not even put a number on like a 6 month on it. Like I wanted to just be a part of her crew.
Yeah.
So
but with that being said, I can say that Azric, you have won the MVP for the evening. Well played,
Oh,
sir. Take your
thank you.
inspiration.
I will.
And
It was the fluffing. Yeah, check out these pecs.
Oh my god. With that being said, check us out Monday for Toma Knowledge, where our live stream and our podcast where we talk about D&D. Tuesday, art streams at 7 p.m. where Bun is going to be drawing some things from the campaign. And then, of course,
wait, do I know who I'm drawing now?
who are you going to draw Tuesday?
Is that who I'm
Captain
drawing?
Blackbeak?
You told me. Was that who
Captain
you meant?
Blackbeak? Yeah, it was when I talked to you. Yeah.
Y'all, he's like, I need you to draw an NPC. And I'm like, who? And he's like, I can't tell you, but you'll find out soon.
And then it happened tonight.
And it happened tonight. So we're doing it Tuesday. I
Oh,
was-
so
I
we
didn't
were
think it was
gonna
be
meet
so
them no
soon.
matter what.
At some
Eventually,
point.
yeah. But now I have to.
Now you have to.
Now I have to draw.
Yeah,
So if
I mean,
y'all want
I
to
was-
see me draw a pirate badass ping, what was it? A penguin dummy mommy?
Penguin pirate.
Cat
Dami
Ranger.
mommy?
No,
Oh my gosh,
Penguin
my mind
pirate
went
dummy
somewhere
mommy.
else.
Tuesday.
Oh my
Be there,
God.
Be square.
Listen, they're a homebrew race and they're called Pinganu. They're not penguin, but they're penguin people.
Why do I want like a not safe for work like calendar like kind of moment when you said Dami mommy? Like that's like
Well, we
Yeah,
already,
well, I
you
still
already
have to draw
have a
the other
dummy mommy
mommy
from
too.
the
Yeah.
Apostle Amelie. So
Man, all the ladies in this campaign that we've
Oh,
met so
yeah.
far are freaking hardcore.
Yep.
but
I've
with that
got a
being
lot of
said,
push-ups to do.
Thursday out of combat, and then next Friday we'll be back for episode 12. So thanks everybody, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Yeah.